All right then, so in this sections we are going to learn about the strings in C. All right, so let me clean up the code and let me bring the multi-line editor. So strings. So basically in the C programming, strings are represented as array of characters, right? And it can be numeric can be alphanumeric, which means you can a string can contain text, numbers, empty spaces, special characters, anything. That's we meant by alphanumeric. So a standard library provides a setting functions and facilitates to work with the string. So to work with the string, so you need to include a header file called string.h. So this is a header file which provides you some support functions to work and manipulate these strings, right? So we'll discuss everything and one by one later. So first let's understand how to declare and initialize, right? So if I wish to declare a string, so all I have to do is to add character str20 or something. So this will help me to store 20 different characters in that specific array. Then if I wish to assign it, if I wish to initialize, I can initialize like this, hello world. I can keep on add the strings. So that will store it. Or I can fix the size, then I can collect the value. But you can't type out of the bound, array bound. So it should be less than 1. So this is the way we have to initialize and assign these sizes and everything. So now let's go for input and output actions. So what I'm going to do is, so all I'm going to do is to hash include stdio.fetch. Since I'm not going to perform any string functions right now, so I'm just going to leave, I'm not going to include that header file. Then I'm going to bring the int main function, open it, and here I'm going to create a character input array, which is going to be maximum 50 characters. Then I'm just asking the user to enter the string. So enter a string, semicolon, and then we are using the scanf. So initially I said that for string we are going to use the identifier as %s, comma, and we are going to supply it to the input. Keep in mind we are not using the ampersand symbol because input is an array. And then you should note that whenever you're using the %s to read a string, it always reads the string without an empty spaces. So if you are leaving an empty space, it will terminate it. Okay, so this is how you need to read a string and store it into an array. You should not pass the memory address, because for a random value only you need to supply the memory address, but for the array it will automatically maintains the elements in a sequential order, so we don't have to worry about it. All right, this is how you need to pass it as a reference only, not the memory locations. So now let's say you entered %s/in, and let's apply that input which we collected from the user, semicolon, and let's say return 0, say the changes. Now if I run this, you can see hi there. So it's showing us 64 to y, oops, percentages, I'm sorry. So if I supply hi there, it's showing hi there. Let's rerun this program, and if I say hi there, see, it's getting only the hi. So we need to fix that issue. Why? So why it's happening? So because this, whenever you're using this %s identifier, you can't read without empty spaces. So to avoid this only, we have a certain approach to overcome this issue, that we need to use the fgets method. That is a method called fgets. So basically this method takes your array and the size of an array, and you need to supply the standard input. You need to inform that it's a standard input, right? So this function will help you to read an array including an empty spaces until the array sizes, that maximum size capability, right? So what I'm going to do is, instead of reading it over here in this way, all I'm going to do is to use the fgets method. gets method, open it, and I'm going to supply that input array in it. Then I'm going to use the size of method, and I'm going to supply that array in it input. Then I'm going to say std standard input. Okay, I need to mention whether it is a standard input or not. So then I need to display it. Then for that I can simply use the printf statement. I can say you entered percentage s colon percentage s slashing, something like that. Say the changes. Now run it, and here I can simply say hi there, and now we are getting as a null. Why? Are we making any mistakes? Nope. Hash include stdio.h int main character input of array, and printf we are reading the string, and fgets we are supplying that input and size of that input, and everything is fine. Nope. Come on, Vitri. So this is the place we missed this array. We need to pass that array to print something, right? Yep. Now if I say hi there, and there we go, you can see we can read including the empty spaces, right? So this is how you need to read these strings from the user. All right, and in the next session we'll discuss about the string functions, how to manipulate and how to work with these strings in a much more better way. All right.